Hotspur have a lot of top players, from Madison to Van de Ven, from Kulusevski to Heung-min Son, from Vicario to Bentancur. But there is one player in particular that, in my opinion, is on another level, and that guy is Cristian Romero. I'm very aware that everyone in the Tottenham fanbase rates very highly Cristian Romero, but I can't help it. I still think that he's underrated by a lot of fans. And today, in this video, I'm gonna explain why, in my opinion, Cristian Romero is the most important player and our best player on the team. Cristian Romero is such a unique profile in football. I don't think that it's possible to find another player with this characteristic. First of all, Cristian Romero is an elite player on the ball. He's always able to keep his composure and is a very confident passer. With Romero, you can invite pressure on him. He will never panic. He will always find the right pass, and that is key to our progression, from the keeper to the strikers. Without Romero, it's not only defensively that we get worse, but it's also offensively. We don't have anyone else that can do that kind of work in his position. Take, for example, the last game that we played against Manchester United. There was one situation in the second half where Romero got the ball in his own box and was pressed by 4 Manchester United players. He was able to find the vertical pass to unlock the offensive transition. And from that pass, we scored the 2-2. This is just one example of many situations. Of course, Romero is not only this. He's not only composure, he's not only ball-playing ability, but he's also an incredibly gifted player defensively. Watching a lot of football around Europe, I don't think that I'm able to find a better player than Romero in terms of pressing. Romero is one of the few centre-back that is able to step out of the defensive line to press the midfielder and any kind of player that is getting the ball. He is absolutely elite to find the right moment to make the tackle. And when he's pressing the player, there is a 90% chance that he's getting the ball out of it. I feel like sometimes this ability of Romero is not appreciated enough. Especially now with Ange Postecoglou and the way that we want to play. We need Romero to take those risks. We need Romero to be as front-footed as he is. He's never letting the opposition player get time on the ball. Think about the decision. No, you need to make the decision very quickly or Romero will get the ball from you. That's an insane game changer. Of course, he's not only an aggressive centre-back. Romero is elite also in the one-against-one situation when he needs to be a little bit more conservative. It's very rare that you see Romero getting dribbled past by a player. That's because he's so good to read every little movement from the opposition player. And he's always with the right body shape to try to find the space to make the tackle. On top of this, Romero is also an elite player in terms of aerial duels, defensively and offensively. He already scored 3 goals this season, and he could have scored another 3. Defensively, he is very dominant physically. He knows how to take the dominant position and maintain that position in the aerial duels, and that is so important, especially in the Premier League. So when you think about the profile of Romero, it's so tough to find some weaknesses. The only one that people are talking about is the disciplinary situation. Now, I'm not defending 100% Romero because I think that he needs to grow, he needs to improve in those situations, like the Chelsea one. But overall, I don't think that's a huge problem, because the yellows that he's getting are the result of the incredibly tough job that he has to do in the team. Because if he doesn't take those risks, we will be so open to counterattacks. 9 times out of 10, Romero will be successful in his high pressing, allowing us to stop the counter-attack and to recover the ball very high on the pitch. But the time that he's not getting the ball is getting the yellow. That doesn't mean that he's a bad player or an unreliable player. That means that Romero plays a very high-risk, high-reward game, and that's something that you absolutely love to have in your team. He's also a winner, he's also a leader, and he's a player that doesn't fear any opposition. We can't forget his performances on the big stages, in the final of the Copa America, in the final of the World Cup, with Atalanta, with Tottenham. He proved time after time how elite he is. I think that we have multiple top players, but there is one player that I would build our team around, and that is Romero. I don't think that we can afford to lose him. I don't think that we can replace him. So that's why I think that Romero is the most important player in Tottenham Hotspur.